Hello everyone and welcome to Liberable. Today is the day that I and some of you have been waiting for quite a while now, and it is finally here. We get to sample these guys in the flesh. I've driven one for a couple of laps around Killarney, but it was basically just a teaser. I loved it then. I posted a status on Facebook saying, this is not hype, this is real. But today we're going to spend a little bit more time with the cars, get more acquainted with them and see what they actually like to drive on the road as well as the track. So yeah, stay tuned for some feedback. The video format will be as follows. We're not really sure. Am I in focus there? I made this mistake on the last launch, so you can see I've got excitement jitters. Anyway, the launch format is some road driving, some track driving. I'm not sure what it's going to look like exactly, but I've got a forward-facing GoPro and a rear-facing camera, so I'm going to try capture it as best I can and basically just show you guys what we experience and also give you a little bit of feedback on the car. It's not necessarily going to be a full review format video because, well, we don't have the car for a week. We don't get to live with it and experience it for that full week and find out exactly how annoying certain things are or how good other things are. But yeah, enough rambling. Let's go. Dude, we get to drive these. So to start the day, we went to Formula K, which is a go-kart track. And we put the GR Yaris through its paces on this track. And it was hilarious to watch because there's all these tight turns and very narrow stretches and a lot of undulation. And the balance of the chassis on that track could definitely be felt. We got to do a couple of hot laps ourselves. And then, of course, we got to get taken around the track by actual drivers who know what they're doing. And phew, it was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Check the footage out.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Through the cones.
Yeah. Brake. Second, yeah.
Yes.
Look there. Look there.
A little bit of oversteer when you let off.
Brake more.
Incredible.
Nice. Brake. Nice. Stay on the brakes just slightly. Avoid understeer.
Yeah, bull. This is not like something I've driven before. I don't know, from the way the 3-cylinder engine puts the power out to the way this thing rotates through corners. I was saying to the other guy, if this thing starts understeering or doing something that you're not familiar with, you just turn more. And like no matter what steering angle you give it, it's like, okay, I'll listen to you.
Goes, eh?
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. I saw a sneak preview of in-car footage with you here just now, so so I know you've done at least 1 or 2 laps.
Yes,
I'm comfortable.
Luckily it's about 4 laps now.
Okay.
So it's better than nothing.
Puts my mind at ease.
I don't know if 4 is enough though. Let's see.
So this is how it's supposed to be done, not like how I was driving around here. Yeah. Yo. Yes, that is cool. I see you're also not relying so much on the brakes as some people do. You're letting it rotate a bit through the corners.
I'm just getting around here in one piece. That's all.
Okay. The fastest way
Really wanna
possible.
Get on the gas early. That's it.
Yoo! This makes you feel like a little kid again, man.
It's nice, eh?
Okay, so we got to do a couple of laps in the car, one sighting lap and then a couple of hot laps, as you can call them, but that didn't compare to what we just went through. So basically Michael van Rooyen, race driver, took us around the go-kart track in one of these bad boys, and yeah, I'm still I'm still shaking a little bit. That guy could drive. But anyway, this little 1.6 litre 3-cylinder engine, it's got no right making 198 kilowatts. Guys, I know we've heard the hype, but in person, to feel it is another thing entirely. Whew. Next, we drove to Star Raceway, and this is where the fun really began, because it wasn't just one or two activities. They had a whole series of activities lined up for us. The first of which was Gymkhana. Yes! Drove in there, literally just saw a sprinkler on a skid pad, and I was like, yo, I am in heaven. Anyway, we got to do a little Gymkhana through the cones. You've got to drive through a garage and basically alley dock. There were K53 elements, but of course this is all timed. You have to drive around a stack of cones and not understeer too much, and of course it's in the wet. And yeah, this is how it went. My second attempt at Gymkhana now.
Alex, when you're ready.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
Holy moly! What is going on? Why am I doing this on a Wednesday afternoon? This is not work. What is this car? What? This is a Yaris, and I've got to get out of here and let the driving partner take a turn, the qualified race driver, a guy that's going to show us up, but he did hit a cone on his last run, so hopefully his penalties bring myself a little bit closer to him in time. So in the Gymkhana, I actually ended up placing third. Now, I wasn't really interested in my placement, but one thing that I was proud of was I beat my former boss. The student became the master. I got Ernest Page. I just clipped his time. So, mama, I made it. So after Gymkhana, we went to what looked like another slalom, literally just another straight line set of cones with direction markers, and then a Yaris pulls up, and it's not the Yaris that we've been driving all day. It's a different one, and it's got what looked like slicks at the back. So I'm thinking, like, why run slicks at the back if this thing can distribute power to all four wheels? So I walk up to the car, look a little bit closer. On the side of the tire it says easy drift.
Get it nice and hard. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so you see how that was a lot of correction there. A little bit faster. There we go. No brakes. Yes, first gear for the handbrake turn. Sweet. Just held it too long on the handbrake for the rotation.
Okay.
We're still all in good stuff, so stick to this side, and exactly the same thing for me in second gear. Yes. 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 Slow your hands down.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that was my biggest thing as well, was my hands were working so fast. There we go. First gear. Let go. Yes. Almost a 360. Let's just fix it for me. So just reverse the car there for me.
That is weird.
It's a weird sensation, right?
This is not normal.
It's counterintuitive to everything that you've ever been taught. It's freaky but weird and cool at the same time. It's the best fun you can have under 60.
Okay, do you know the last run? You got
Okay.
faster?
Okay.
You'll push after.
I will.
What just happened?
I did get a little bit overzealous with the handbrake. Of course, I've done one in a car with normal road tires and I kind of overestimated how much momentum you needed. So I went in quite hot and basically almost did a 360 at the end, which everyone thought was quite funny, but I'm glad we're all safe. And then the last order of the day for Red Star Raceway was we got a cordoned off section of the track to go and do hot laps on. And we obviously had an instructor next to us just to make sure we weren't messing anything up or doing anything dangerous. And then you've got the cones for the brake markers, the apex markers, etc. And we basically went out, hooned the car, had some fun, tried to figure out where the limits were. That car is something else. I mean, when you look at it from the outside, you see the stance, you see the wide arch. It looks like a rally car, but then you drive it on the track and you feel the way that the chassis is set up and the way it can rotate through corners, where other hot hatches, obviously most of them are front wheel drive, so can't really compare it, but the way other hatches will snap on you when you lose the rear, it just snaps and then you're like, oh, okay, well, now we're going to hit the tree. This one just keeps rotating. And then if you ever feel like you're about to understeer or your brain is saying a normal car would understeer at this point, you literally give the Yaris more steering angle and you give it some throttle and it just pulls itself through the corner. It really is a weird sensation.
We keep to the right here.
Yeah, so staying to the right. You've got your brake markers.
These ones here.
Yeah.
So on the brakes hard.
There we go. Yeah, not so hard, just not as hard, but you're holding it long into the corner.
Okay.
You keep it tight left, back right, keep it tight right after this.
Oh, it rotates nicely.
Yeah.
That's a bit high there. Jesus. That induction shout of the
Yeah.
exhaust is pretty amazing. Sorry, should have gone wider there.
Oh, it's fine.
So keep it tight here, tight here.
Good, tight right. And then after this corner, we're anyway going into like a cool down.
Okay.
Just cooling down. And there we go. So let's make our way slowly back to the pits. Cooling down the brakes a bit. And there we go.
Dude, this car has no right making this much power. I've said this about 45 times today, so this video is going to be very repetitive, but 1.6.
Yeah.
Nah.
Almost 200 kilowatts from this engine.
Nah, nah. That's too much, man.
So it's 196, I think. 193.
Yo. Yes. Oh, that's cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, this thing grips, eh?
Yeah.
Grips so good.
Oh, damn. That is the stuff of dreams.
Well, the nice thing is you can do it with this car.
Yo.
You know, it's well balanced, so it doesn't surprise you.
Yeah, and then you leave the truck and you take it to go get groceries at Pick and Pay.
Exactly. Easy to do everything.
When we drove it on the road earlier, it was actually surprisingly dampened for the road. It's not unbelievably hard. I guess it's set up a bit for rally and for...
Yeah.
And it's not too stiff, not too soft. There's like a happy medium there.
Exactly.
Yo. Well, that was an experience. Thank you for that Wednesday afternoon treat.
So the fast facts of the car, it's a 1.6 litre 3-cylinder, as you all know. What you may not know is this is the world's most powerful commercially available 3-cylinder ever. So AMG's got it for the 2-litre most powerful engine. This has got it for the 3-cylinder most powerful, biggest output. Guys, it's a lot of power for a small engine like that. And it makes it on demand repeatedly. You can hoon this thing, it doesn't heat soak. It just keeps on giving, basically. Another fun fact that I learned on the day yesterday was that this car, out of the box, straight from the factory, meets WRC2 requirements. So you can literally take this thing racing in a certain segment of motorsport. And I think you'd only need to put like a cage in it, but mind blown. In terms of gears, this car is a 6-speed manual. It's got quite a short throw, really nice weighting to it. And it's quite notchy as well. You always get that confirmation that you're in gear. So when you're on the track or on the road, you never kind of like, is it? No, it's like definitely in. And then onto the sound. We're in this day and age of forced induction. We're in this day and age of everyone needs to make these cars quieter to meet certain standards around the world. And all things considered, I think it sounds pretty good. It's a 3-cylinder, so you do get that unbalanced noise, kind of like what you get with a 5-cylinder, but yeah, it's definitely different, but it's that same unbalanced noise. And when you're really hooning it and you're on the throttle and the revs are climbing, you get this shouty noise out the back of the car. It's like, rah! It just sounds angry, and yeah, it's not over the top either. There was actually a company in the UK who was asked, can you please start making aftermarket, this is a world-renowned company. They were asked, can you make aftermarket exhausts for this car? And they said, we can, but we're not going to. Because we've looked at the diameters, we've looked at the mandrel bends of the exhaust, and we can make it louder, but we're not going to make it that much more efficient, and we're not going to help anymore with the back pressure. Like it's built by a rally team, Gazoo Racing. They know what they're doing. Just use the exhaust. But if you do want it louder, I'm sure there's always a way. Anyway, so then in conclusion, we can't ignore the factor there's two factors that got everybody divided. And the first and the less important, I think, is the interior. Everyone says, no, we wanted something more special. What, do you want like a badge in there that says designed by Gazoo Racing, or do you want fancy red stitching everywhere? Take it from me, you're not going to look at any of that while you're driving the car, ever. You've got an infotainment system with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I honestly didn't even put the radio on yesterday, so I don't know what the sound system sounds like. That is bad automotive journalism on my part, but quite frankly, don't care. Objectively, the rest of the interior is quite simple, but it's got what you need. It's got the infotainment system, it's got a really nice steering wheel, and it's quite solid and easy to control. You've got Alcantara on the side of the door panel, and yeah, really nice seats. They're definitely the party piece. Really comfortable, good bolstering on the side. That's quite comfortable for driving on the road as well as on the track, because it keeps you in place. You don't slide around, and you're always sitting in your proper driving position. It's not like you're leaning and trying to hold on to the wheel. So that's very good from a driver engagement perspective. But yeah, do you really care? If you are a real car person, and that leads me on to my next and final point, the price. It is expensive. By no means is this a cheap car. The normal one is over 600 grand, and it's just over 700,000 rand should you want the Rally Edition. Rally Edition you can see by the wheels that it comes with, as well as the red brake calipers, and it's got a lot of other stuff done, tuned to the suspension, and yeah, it's definitely the one you want to get if you can afford it. But yeah, 700 grand is a fair stack of money. But yesterday, driving this thing around Joburg and then putting it through its paces on the different raceways and the different little bits of motorsport that we got to taste, none of that in the moment really mattered. And this is coming from a guy who does not have 700,000 rand to drop. But should I be in a financial position where I have that sort of disposable income, genuinely, the interior wouldn't matter. Genuinely, the price wouldn't matter. I mean, we chatted to the vice principal of marketing at Toyota last night, and we asked him, like, look, how many units are coming in? Are you guys going to bring in this many or that many? And he kind of said, look, we're looking into it. We know there's interest in this car, and as for now, all of the units that have come into South Africa have already been spoken for by dealerships, but that doesn't necessarily mean they've all been sold to customers. But like, let's be frank, they're going to be sold, and people are going to want more. But Toyota is very well aware of this, and because it's a commercial vehicle, they are going to be producing more, but in limited numbers. So we don't have batch numbers yet, so we don't know how many are coming, but they are coming. And one thing that I felt was quite reassuring, at least for if you own this car, is that they're going to limit the numbers. They're not going to flood the market. They're well aware that people that buy these cars want to make an investment and maybe want to hold on to the value of their car for as long as possible. So if you're looking at buying one of these, or you have bought one, or you're on the list to buy one, then yeah, rest assured that Toyota know that you're interested in looking after the value of your car. So they're at least playing the game with you. When you get to the service intervals and the warranty section of the slides, it's usually like 5-year, 120,000 Ks. So this car carries a 9-year, 90,000 Ks, which I found a little bit disproportionate. So I think Toyota have cottoned on to the fact that people actually want to park these cars and hold onto them as investments, and not really drive them every day of the week, maybe as a weekend car, and just keep the mileage low. And I found that quite sad after driving it yesterday. I was chatting to my driving partner, Gio, who is actually moving up to Polo Cup now, and he's a proper race driver. And both of us said, oh, we're young, so obviously we're going to say this, but we said we would definitely daily these cars. It's just something to look into. I didn't actually pose the question to them, but I'm sure that you can actually get an extension on that maintenance and warranty and all that. So it's just it's not a complaint, it's not a criticism, but it's just something, if you are looking to buy one of these, definitely pose the question to Toyota, check if you can extend that, because at the end of the day, you want to look after this car. It is a 1.6 pushing very high parameters on the engine, so just to make sure that you guys are covered. Anyway guys, my time with the GR Yaris has come to an end. If you liked the video, please do leave a thumbs up. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. And then as always, if you are new around here, please do hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we make a new upload. So this wasn't really a full review on the Yaris GR per se, but it's more of a first impressions kind of vibe, kind of get to grips with the car as much as you can in one day and drive it as much as you can and get a feel of it. So should one ever be put in the fleet, we will do a full review. I'm pretty sure Niyaaz will want to do it because I know he wants some seat time with this car. But yeah, I'm very excited to see where this car goes in South Africa, see how well it does, and I'm very excited to start seeing more of them on the road. Anyway guys, be free, be you, Liberable out.